Nation. Nikki Onile joins us. Really good job. You know, you hear about such a small space and you think this is unworkable, but really all it takes is some creativity, and that's what you need when you have a small space. We have a bunch of really good tips from you about what we can all do if we have a small space. Starting with the first one, keep it clean and clutter-free.
Yes, it's actually the most affordable way to keep your space airy and feeling large. So for example, if you take a look at this entryway, in the first one, you see that there's shoes thrown about the place, there's jackets thrown everywhere, there's a chair that really is not useful because it's pretty much blocking the entryway.
That's true.
And if you take a look at the after, you see that just by organizing the space, taking away the mail and keeping it nice and clean, it's really expanded the place and made it feel a little bit lighter.
Absolutely. And a lot of us look at that first picture and think, okay, we're all living that life. So how do I fix it? You've got to edit it down. You took away the ladder, you put up some beautiful art, and then it's just neat and tidy, right?
Now, when it comes to decorating your space, what you want to do is you want to walk into the space and you want to create it from that viewpoint, meaning you don't want to put a television facing the back of it so that you can see all the wires hanging out, or the back of a bookshelf. You want to make sure that you see the furthest wall, and that's going to allow you to make the space feel larger just because you're seeing very far in the space.
Yeah, okay, see, that's an important point, and a lot of people might not think about that. So go from your viewpoint.
That's right.
And start from there. Right. The other thing you might want to think about if you have a small space is furniture with legs expand the sight lines. You're trying to use every trick in the book to make things make the space look bigger.
That's right.
So show us what you mean by that.
So if you take a look at this first cabinet, your sight line ends where the cabinet meets the floor.
Yes.
So just by adding legs, these aren't even that large or high, but just by adding some legs, you're allowed to see underneath it. So it expands the sight lines. You can see right through, and it's even better if you go vertical and just hang it right on the wall. So you're seeing right underneath it. When you want to expand the space, what you want to do is see the most square footage as possible. So seeing the most baseboards is really going to allow you to make the space feel larger than it really is.
Nice, which is why in the apartment we saw, you actually used a clear coffee table. You can see right through it. You don't have that heaviness, that chunkiness happening in the space, right? Okay, let's talk about going vertical. So part of this is going vertical.
That's right, but also mirrors. Mirrors are your best friend. Not only do they make you look, you use them for looking great, but they also bounce out light, and they can, with the right mirror, it can literally double the size of the space visually.
Yes.
And it's also great because it bounces off light, and light is amazing when it comes to a small space. So for example, if we take a look at these two light fixtures, with the first one, the way that the light is structured is that it only has directional light, meaning it's only shooting down at the bottom. So what that does is that it causes the ceiling to be a little bit dark and heavy and kind of feels weighted on you. But if you choose a light fixture that allows light to be thrown in all different directions, it can light the ceiling, can lift up the room and make it feel larger. And so this is probably the best choice to make your space feel larger.
That is like party time, man.
That's right.
And
it's really large, which is amazing. You know, when it comes to small spaces, a lot of people are afraid to use large lights, but go big, get drama.
Do it, right? Don't go and get everything teeny tiny to have a teeny tiny space. It's actually going to look smaller if you do that.
Right.
We saw the mirror in Colin and Justin's segment right off the top of the show, and you can see how much that expanded the back wall.
Right.
So use it there to make things look a lot bigger.
Tracy, this is my favorite thing. When it comes to small spaces, I really love using dual-purpose furniture. So I'm going to need your help with this one.
You got it.
So this is
it turns into a dishwasher.
This is a table. This is a table from Resource Furniture, and they have really great small space items that just fold into all different sort of things. So if you pull the other side of this,
like this,
and then pull this side.
Oh, it goes both ways. Look
so
at
this is counter height.
That is great. That is amazing. So you've got a whole other table going on. I didn't attach mine properly.
It seats up to 8 people. So going from 2, you can use it as an island, because you know with these new condos, they don't have islands. So use the smaller version as an island, put 2 seats up to it, and then pull it up for a dinner party, and you can seat 8 people around this.
Where'd you get this?
This is Resource Furniture.
Oh my goodness, because people are going to be asking us for sure. The last point, and I think that this is an amazing point, is design a space that makes you happy.
Exactly. At the end of the day, there's no rules. Sure, I've given you all these guidelines, but the most important thing is to make the space a reflection of yourself. Make it sure that you love the space. Don't bring anything in that you don't absolutely love, and if you don't like it, sell it. Take the money and buy something you like.
Sell it, give it to someone who needs it, donate it. You are a big proponent of editing.
Right.
Because
Edit,
small
edit.
spaces is sort of your thing.
It's required.
So don't bring anything in that you are not absolutely in love with. Nikki, thank you so much. Great points.